Hello, welcome to Dracot Photography on YouTube. I am Ian HRP and welcome to episode number 3 of the Average Photoshopper. In today's episode we're going to be looking at how you can use your Lightroom presets within Photoshop and why you might want to do that. Hello then, welcome along to this episode of the Average Photoshopper. In today's episode we're going to be looking at how you can apply your Lightroom presets within Photoshop and why you might want to do that and the advantages of doing that. So let's have a look at Lightroom. I have this image here which is of Martor in the Peak District in Staffordshire. It was an early morning sunrise and this gentleman here just stood in position with his dog for long enough for me to grab a couple of shots. About 30 seconds. I just spotted him out the corner of my eye and swing my camera around and fired off some quick shots because I just liked that view, and then having the person in there just added a little bit of scale into that as well. So I like that. So within Lightroom you can have presets, and I have a lot of presets. I like presets a lot, and you can add presets. So you can add this into here. What this particular one does, one of my favorites, is it just drops the highlights down, bumps the shadows up and increases the clarity, as you'll see from some control panel. But what you can't do is you can't add multiple layers of presets within Lightroom. So if I add another preset, it overwrites the previous one. So to get around that, you can edit them in Photoshop and add your presets in there. So all you need to do, right click, edit in Adobe Photoshop 2020. And once that's open within Photoshop, you have your image as normal. So first thing we need to do, we need to duplicate the layer. Always duplicate the original layer so that you have a base that you can go back to if you need to. So next we need to do, make sure you've got highlighted the background copy, go to Filter, Convert for Smart Filters. Once that's done, you will see you have a little icon here which shows that it is a smart filter, and the advantage of a smart filter is that it allows you then to go back and change any changes you've made, so you can undo them without having to delete the layer and start again. So once you've converted that to a smart filter, go back to the filter menu and go to Camera Raw Filter. And once that's open, that will open in Camera Raw, which is what you would get if you opened an image, a raw image, normally via Photoshop. And then within here you have all of the controls that you have in Lightroom, so you can control the exposure, contrast, texture, clarity, etc. You've got your tone curves, you've got your detail, your HSL adjustments, your split toning, your lens corrections, effects, calibration, and then the last option on here is presets, so we shall select that. So within this option you will see you have all of the presets that you have in Lightroom. So these are all of the presets in Camera Raw. If I just go back to Lightroom, and you will see that these are all the presets in here. So what you can do now is you can add your presets. So I will go down to Matt's presets. I'm not sure who you are, Matt, but thank you very much for creating this. I'm not even sure where I've got this from, but I use this particular game day preset a lot. I like the effect it has on an image, and it's just works for a lot of the images that I take. So we will select the game day preset, click OK. So as you can see on the right hand side we have Camera Raw Filter and Smart Filters, and it's added that preset onto here. Now if you're in Lightroom, that is all you could do. Within Photoshop you can duplicate the layer. So right click, duplicate layer, click OK, and now we have a second image, or sorry, we now have a second layer with the Camera Raw Filter option on there. Double click on that. That will then again open up into Camera Raw. Now what you can do is you can then reset all of these back to the original. So you have your flat image. Click on presets, and we're going to go down to, okay, so we're going to add our second filter now. So we're going to go into this is Viewbug. Most people probably know of Viewbug. If you don't, it's a website for photographers. And we're going to select one of theirs, Moody Landscape. And we're going to apply that. And now that has added both filters onto there, so both presets. But what you can do is you can control the opacity. So I don't want this one quite as harsh, so I'm just going to bring that down. And then we're just going to move and watch the image until we're at the position that we like. So probably about there. So about 75% of that added. So that's without that filter, that's with that filter added. Okay, quite like that. You can do as many of these as you want. So right click, duplicate layer, click OK. Double click on the camera raw filter, and then you can select these. So if you click on default, that undoes everything. Control V will redo that as well. So if you want to actually add another filter onto the already filtered image, you can do that. So we'll go down to these and we'll just, no. Oh, definitely not. None of those then. Okay, so we'll try this one, Magic Lands IP. It just brings up the colour of the grass. So we'll click OK. And again, you can change the opacity of this layer. So that's with it fully on, that's with it off. We just want to bring in a very slight part of that, about 22%. That will work fine. So there you go, that's the image with 3 smart filters and 3 presets included in there. And what obviously you can do is you can export that as a JPEG on Photoshop as well. However, if you want to go back into Lightroom and to keep it within your catalogue and keep your catalogue tidy-ish, click on the cross. Do you want to save? Yes, I do. That will now save the image. And then if I go back into Lightroom, okay, so we are now back into Lightroom, and this is the image that we've just edited back in Lightroom. And what you can then do if you really want to on this is you can edit using the develop setting within Lightroom. So you can boost clarity, don't want that. You can boost the dehaze, ooh, no, definitely not. But you can, if you want to, just bring up the exposure ever so slightly. Just a tad. We'll just do the contrast a little bit as well, and there you go. I'm happy with that image. So this is the original image, and then this is the image we've just done with the 3 presets applied to it. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of The Average Photoshopper. If you have, give us a like. Why not subscribe as well? That'd be really good. And if you've got any particular things you want me to show you, then leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to include them in future episodes of The Average Photoshopper. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Ian HRP for Draycott Photography on YouTube. And until the next video, bye for now.